5.6.1 Suborder. Malophaga, mallow wool, faga-eat, chewing lice, bird lice. 87. The suborder Malophaga, also known as chewing lice, biting lice or bird lice, containing more than 3,000 species. These lice are external parasites that feed mainly on birds, although some species also feed on only 12% mammals. Suborder, Anoplura onopal unarmed. Tail, sucknig lice. The suborder Anoplura are all blood-feeding ectoparasite of mammals. They only occur on about 20% of all placentalian mammal species, and can cause skin irritations and are the vectors of several blood-borne diseases. Children are more susceptible to lice attack, due to their fine hair. Characters of suborder Malophaga and suborder Anoplura. Character suborder Malophaga. Suborder Anoplura. Body dorsoventrally flattened and sclerotized. Dorsoventrally flattened, tough and elastic, partly sclerotized, smooth and hairy. Head large, horizontal, free, tentorium is highly reduced. Small. Narrow, pointed, prognathous, freely movable, tentorium lacking. Antenna short with 3 to 5 similar or dissimilar segments, clubbed, free or often concealed in a lateral ventral groove in the head, in male modified into clasping chelicerate. Short, 3 to 5 segmented. The antenna occur as tuft of foresensory hair with a tube penetrating into sensory ganglion. Eyes reduced or absent, ocelli absent reduced, absent or vestigial mouthparts biting type, labrum. Narrow, mandibles well developed, tridentate, sometimes. Asymmetrical, maxillae vary. Reduced, galea present, weakly. Sclerotized, labium without lobes. Piercing and sucknig, concealed within a sheath ventrally inside the head cavity when not in use, but feeding, it is everted out through the mouth cone internally lined with sharp teeth. Zero-like tip of head, labrum. 88. Hypopharynx with posterior setophore sclerites and lingual filaments, labium fused basally with 2 or more or less vestigial indites, uni or biarticulate palpi modified into a protrusible, ventrally cleft mouth cone. The true mouth open from behind. Thorax free, prothorax usually narrower than head, free, rarely fused with mesothorax. The meso and metathorax generally fused with the abdomen. Small, all segments are fused, indistinct. Legs equal, short, stout, sometimes slender with coxae moderately broad, tarsi with 1 to 2 segmented, and bear a pair of claws or a single claw without pulvili and empodium. Modified for clasping the hair of host, short, thick, with single segmented tarsi bearing a hook-like claw with a pad, the protarsus unguiform and opposable with the claw into the tip of the tibia. Abdomen segments are reduced to 8 to 10, first sternite vestigial, 8 sternite of female with minute gonapophysis-like structure, cerci absent. Abdomen sessile, with 9 segments, narrow and oval or broad, tergites, plurites and sternites well sclerotized and darkly pigmented, without cerci. Alimentary canal. Straight, with esophagus, a large crop, large midgut, short hindgut, a pair of enteric ceca, 4 Malpighian tubules, 6 rectal pads, a pair of salivary glands in thorax with reservoirs and 1 or 2 pairs of extra glands opening into esophagus. Alimentary canal with large stomach. Occupies a great part of thigh cavity of abdomen, 2 enteric ceca present, the hindgut straight, Malpighian tubule. 4. Rectal papilla 6 in a whorl, a pair of Pawlowski glands discharge. Lubricant in stylet sac to lubricate. Stylets. Tracheal system first prothoracic and abdominal pairs 7 pair of spiracles, 1 mesothoracic. 89. Of spiracles on 3 to 8 segments or 2 to 7 segments. And 6 on the 3rd to 8th abdominal segment. Nervous system ventral cord possessing a large subosophageal, 3 post-thoracic ganglia, none in abdomen. Highly condensed, abdominal and thoracic ganglia fused together into a composite mass. Male. Reproductive organ. Testis 1 on each side consists of 2 to 3 separate, oval or piriform follicles, opening into vas deferens, seminal bilobed and extending to ductus ejaculatorius. Paired, bilobed open into vasa deferentia, later into vesiculi seminalis or ductus ejaculatorius. Female. Reproductive organ. Ovary on each side consists of 3 to 5 short, meroistic ovarioles, vagina open behind 7th sternite sometimes with accessory glands, secrete cement substance for fixing the egg on hair, ovipositor absent. Paired ovaries, with 5 polytryphous ovarioles esch, accessory gland paired, seminal receptacle absent, a pair of short gonopods serve for grasping the hair of the host while cementing the eggs. Economic importance. The economic importance of most louse species is unknown, although they cause irritation, inflammation, and itching and serve as vectors of diseases and other parasites. However, high louse densities are found most on weak or sick hosts, especially the birds with damaged bills or those unable to perform normal grooming activities. Lice also infest a number of domestic animals including poultry, domestic dogs and cats, cattle, sheep, goats, horses, pigs. The human body louse serves as the vector of epidemic typhus and epidemic relapsing fever and is an occasional vector of murine typhus. 5.7 ORTHOPTERA, ORTHOS, straight and PTERON equals wing. E.g. grasshoppers, locusts, crickets, mole crickets. The saltatorial exopterygotes with mandibulate mouthparts having large prothorax, The saltatorial exopterygotes with mandibulate mouthparts having large prothorax, hind legs modified for jumping, forewings modified into leathery tegmina often with auditory and stridulatory organ, a pair of short unsegmented cerci and female with ovipositor. Habit and habitat. They are median or large, terrestrial salutatory jumping insects and are mostly ground-living forms. Many are arboreal and some are subterrarine and caverniculous. Few species swim and dive in water, while certain species swim and dive in water, while certain species migrate in great swarm at intervals. They constitute more than 20,000 species and are distributed worldwide and most abundant in tropics. Head, hypognathous, broadly articulated to the trunk with only slight freedom of movement. Mouthparts, mandibulate type with well-developed mandible, clypeus and labrum distinct, maxillae with powerful galea and lacinium, maxillary palps are 5-segmented, labial palp are 3-segmented. Antennae, short with few segments or long and filiform with many segments. Compound eye well-developed ocelli mostly 1 to 3. Thorax, prothorax large movable, pronotum extended backward and laterally, meso and metathorax form a strong pterothorax, plurites and sternites well-developed. Wings. Fore and hindwings are unequal and dissimilar. Forewings are small, sclerotized, leathery forming tegmina.in tetigonidae and gryllidie. Stridulatory apparatus occur in cubital-anal area. The hind wings are membranous with large anal lobe which is folded fanwise. Abdomen. Abdomen has 10 evident and a vestigial 11th segment cerci mostly present. The 7th and 8th sternite of the female and 9th sternite of male are less developed. Legs, well developed, their foreleg in some species modified for digging, the hind leg for jumping and have long basally stout femora, the tarsi have 3 to 4 segments. Alimentary canal, well developed and differentiated into the pharynx, esophagus, crop ventriculus with chitinous armature, midgut with 2 or more ceca, small intestine and a large hindgut, salivary gland variable. Malpighian tubule, numerous, long and grouped. 90. Nervous system, 4 to 6 abdominal segments, sympathetic nervous system well developed consisting of frontal and hypocercal ganglia, a pair of esophageal nerves, corpora cardiaca, corpora alata and a pair of ingluvial ganglia. Thoracic and abdominal medial and transverse nerves and neurohemal organs are well developed. Male reproductive system, comprising a pair of multifollicular testes, fused in acrodoideae, a pair of vasa deferentia, anteriorly modified into convoluted epididymis, median ejaculatory duct, a pair of seminal vesicle and a median mushroom gland. Female reproductive system, ovaries paired with numerous phaneustic ovarioles.in acridids, a pair of Comstock Kellogg gland and a genital chamber are present. This order Orthoptera is subdivided into 2 suborders, viz., Calyphera and Encephera 5.7.1 suborder Calyphera. 1. Antenna is short with less than 30 segments. 2. Tympanum is found on the lateral side of the first abdominal segment, vision and hearing acute. Mandibles are specialized for consuming monocot foliage, rely on jumping to escape from predators, eggs are laid in groups in soil inside shallow burrows, diurnal. 5.7.2 suborder Encephera. Antenna is long with more than 30 segments. Tympanum is found onto the forotibia. Tactile responses is well developed. Feed on dicot plants. Nocturnal, rely on crypsis camouflage, eggs are singly inserted into plant tissue or soil. A. Suborder Calyphera. 1. Familti, Acrididae, locusts big 0.6 grasshoppers. They are herbivores and mainly feed on grasses, cereals etc. They are the most destructive agricultural pests. The plague or migratory species are called locusts. They range in size from 5 mm - 11 cm length. Antenna is short, tarsus are 3-segmented, their ovipositor is short and horny, tympanum is situated one on the either side of the first abdominal segment. They produces sound by femoro-alary mechanism. A row of peg-like projections found on the inner side of each hindfemur is rubbed against the hard radial vein of the closed tegmen. 91. Figure 6 locust. B. Suborder, Encephera. A family, Tetigonidae, katydids, long-horned grasshoppers, Fig. 0.7. Tetigonids are distinguished by having the hearing organ tympanum located on the front leg. When the male rubs his wings cover together, he produces a song that is used to attract the females. Each species has its own characteristic song. Their antenna is long, slender as long as or longer than the body. Tarsus is 4-segmented. Ovipositor is just like sword. Auditory organs are found in forotibiae. The outer tympanum is larger than the inner. Sound production is alary type. A thick region on the hind margin of the forewing scraper is rubbed against a row of teeth on the stridulatory vein file present on the ventral side of another forewing which throws the resonant area on the wing mirrors into vibrations to produce sound. 92. Figure 7 long-horned grasshopper. B. Family, Gryllidie cricket, Fig. 0.8. It includes common crickets. They have long and elongated, cylindrical long spear-shaped ovipositor. Tarsus is 4-segmented, forewings are abruptly bent down to cover the sides of the body, hindwings are acuminate. They are produced into a pair of long processes which project beyond the abdomen. Cerci are long and unsegmented. Auditory organs and stridulatory organs are similar to long-horned grasshopper. Outer auditory organ is larger while inner one is smaller. Males stridulate during night. They produce a shrill chirping noise. They are omnivores living in holes, burrows, under logs or leaves. Figure 8 cricket. 93. C. Family, Gryllithalpidae, mole crickets, Fig. 0.9 forelegs are modified for digging. The tibia are terminally flat and bear strong teeth and resemble the forepaw of a mole. Eyes are reduced, winged, brachyteris or apteris. The forewings are short and hindwings are folded over abdomen. No stridulatory organs, ovipositor vestigial. They are brown-colored insects found inside the burrows. A humming sound is produced by rubbing the forewings. A pair of tympanum is found on the outer surface of the tibi. Mole crickets burrow into the soil and feed on tender roots of growing plants. Gryllatalpa africana is a pest on stored potatoes. Figure 9 Mole cricket. 5.8 Phase theory of locusts Fig.10. The term phase refers to the different forms of the insect. This term here account for the sporadic appearance and disappearance of the locust swarms. The locust are the short-horned grasshoppers belonging to the family Acrididae Orthoptera. Uberov, 1921, proposed the phase theory of locusts. In 1929, Uberov and Zolotarevsky stated that species of locusts are phase polyphonic, existing in a series of forms, sharing the same genotype but displaying different phenotypes. Phase theory of locusts Fig.10. The term phase refers to the different forms of the insect. This term here account for the sporadic appearance and disappearance of the locust swarms. The locust are the short-horned grasshoppers belonging to the family Acrididae Orthoptera. Uberov, 1921, proposed the phase theory of locusts. In 1929, Uberov and Zolotarevsky stated that species of locusts are phase polyphonic, existing in a series of forms, sharing the same genotype but displaying different phenotypes that causes variation in their color, morphology and in their reproductive behavior. According to the phase theory, the two main forms are phases, i.e. the solitary phase, Phasis solitaria, which led a solitary sedentary life, and the other gregarious or migratory phase, Phasis gregaria, active phase. Earlier they were regarded as a separate species by taxonomists. Sometimes a third phase also occurs during the transition of the population from one extreme phase to other, called the third phase, i.e. Phasis transcens. It has no definite form but 94. 95. Represented by a continuous series of transitional or intermediate form. When phase transition occur from solitary to gregarious phase, these forms are called phasis congregens. When phase transition occur from gregarious to solitarious phase, then it is called phasis dissocians. Transition always occurs from solitarious to gregarious one and vice versa. Swarming always occur in the gregarious phase, which is the characteristic of the migratory locus, while solitary phase represent merely the grasshoppers, which are often isolated and confined to their breeding locality. The gregarious and solitary forms differ as follows. Table 1. Phases of the locust. Character: solitary phase, gregarious; habit: solitarious or isolated, walk slowly with creeping, diet restricted and active at night. Gregarious or crowded, walk rapidly, diet broad and active. At day. Egg develops without undergoing diapause at low temperature. Nymphs. Body color variable, light green, gray or brown, black and yellow, orange bandy respective to the environment. Adult. A. Pronotum. B. Wings. C. Habit. D. Body temp. E. Sexual. Maturity. F. Corpora alata. G. Behavior: it is large with a mid-longitudinal crest or carina. Normal. Dull. Low. Without color change. Small. Behave independently: it is shorter and saddle-shaped. Wings conspicuous and proportionally large. Overactive. High. With color change. Large. They behave cohesively. They are destructive to the green foliage. Figure 10 Phases of locust. Only 4 species, viz. Desert locust, Schistocerca gregaria; migratory locust, Locusta migratoria; Bombay locust, Nomodacris succincta; and tree locust, Anacridium sp. are found in India. The desert locust is most important pest species in India as well as in intercontinental context. Locust swarm. Periodic swarms of locusts have been recorded since the ancient times. The gregarious form arises from an increase in population density which causes the locusts to aggregate, to multiply, concentrate and aggregate and form swarms. The locusts can efficiently and continuously fly for 17 to 18 hours a day and the swarms can travel 15 to 320 km a day during a normal migration. Overall they migrate distant regions up to hundreds and thousands of kms away from the place of their origin and may return back after crossing the equal distance. The gregarious form undergoes a color change which makes them more conspicuous, and a behavior change which makes them band together. Sudden rainfall, for example, could help feed a growing population and cause flooding that corrals locusts together and attract more locusts to join together. While 96. Some species of locusts become migratory, flying long distances across borders in search of food. The most devastating, best known, and most frequently studied example is the desert locusts, Schistocerca gregaria. They have their origin from Saudi Arabia. Swarms typically contain between 4 billion and 8 billion locusts, and can eat in a day. A desert locust adult can consume roughly about 2 grams every day. According to FAO, a single square kilometer of the locust swarms can contain up to 80 million adults and can eat as much food as 35,000 people in terms of weight in a single day. Recently, locust swarm has affected 5 states in India, namely Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. The year 2020 had also seen extensive rain in India before the expected months following which moisture and greenery have attracted locusts since egg laying also occurs in the rainy season only. When desert locusts meet, their nervous systems release the chemical serotonin, which causes them to become mutually attracted, as a result of which their population density begins to increase. The initial bands of gregarious hoppers are known as outbreaks, and when these join together into larger groups, the event is known as an upsurge. 5.9 Summary. Insects are classified primarily on the basis of their wing structure, mouthpart structure and type of metamorphosis. After knowing their details, we could gain a better understanding of their role in the web of life, as indicators of environmental quality, as predators of harmful species, and as potential threats to crops, homes and health. It is important to know about external structure of an insect because it helps to distinguish one kind of insect from another. They form the basal part of the food pyramid and impact our agriculture ecosystems as well as human health. They differ widely in their forms, structure and behavior in relation to the mode of life they adapted. Different orders with their families are discussed in the above unit that includes the following orders and families such as the Thysanurans thrips, which are apteris wingless insects. They are cosmopolitan and have about 550 species in the world, while 32 species from 5 families been recorded in India. Thysanura, despite being placed among Apterogotea, exhibit numerous affinities with pterogoats. The mouth parts are typically of pterogoat type with decondylate mandible. The colembala springtails are apterogoats with entignathous biting mouthparts. 97. Small, wingless arthropods, usually much less than 6 mm long, having 6-segmented abdomen and with a springing apparatus but without compound eye tracheal system. Malpighian tubule, external genitalia. Springtails are the most abundant hexapods and are found as high as 200,000 individuals per square meter. Because of their abundance and ubiquity, they are the vital part of our detritus food web, thus facilitating the breakdown of plant material, nutrient cycling and thus enhancing the soil fertility and structure. The Isopteran are soft-bodied, social and polymorphic species composed of sterile worker, soldier, reproductive, queen, and larva, having 2 pair of similar, elongated and membranous, incomplete metamorphosis without external genitalia. They are widely distributed in tropics and subtropics, and the semi-arid regions of the world. They live in large communities in underground nest or termitorium or in dry wood. Among Isopterans only termites exhibit social life. They usually inhabit in the earthen mounds, as high as 3 or 4 meters depending on the species. Few termites build smaller earthen nests in trees while others construct a complex network of subterranean tunnels connecting larger galleries. The Therapteran are minute, flattened, apterous, blind bird lice ectoparasites with reduced eyes. Lice are parasitic on almost all birds and mammals and are distributed worldwide where their hosts occur. Some species of lice are restricted to just one host species and will often spend their entire life on only one particular part of the body. They are found everywhere and in every habitat occupied by birds and mammals. Orthopteran are the saltatorial exopterogoats with mandibulate mouthparts having large prothorax, hind legs modified for jumping, forewings modified into leathery tegmina often with auditory and stridulatory organ. According to the phase theory of locusts, the 2 main forms or phases are the solitary phase, Phasis solitaria, which led a solitary sedentary life, and the other gregarious or migratory phase, Phasis gregaria, active phase. Earlier they were regarded as a separate species by taxonomists. Sometimes a third phase also occurs during the transition of the population from one extreme phase to other, called the third phase, i.e. Phasis transcends. Recently, locust swarm has affected 5 states in India, namely Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. 2020 had also seen extensive rain in India before the expected months following which moisture and greenery have attracted locusts. In 2020, the locust swarm is worst in 26 years, and the United Nations (UN) has warned it to be posing a severe risk to India's agriculture also. 98. 5.10 Terminal question and answer. Six point one object. Introduction. Hemiptera means half wing. Hemiptera are primarily terrestrial, but some species are adapted to aquatic or semi-aquatic life. Majority of them are plant sap feeders, but some are predators and ectoparasites. There are several pests causing damage to various economics crops. Some act as vectors for a variety of pathogens causing diseases in plants and animals. Few species are voracious predators of fish fry, or fingerlings in the nurseries. Coleoptera is the largest order in not only the arthropoda but in the entire animal kingdom, consisting about 330,000 species. Coleoptera is the largest order in not only the arthropoda but in the entire animal kingdom, consisting about 330,000 species. They are adapted to various modes of life, viz., terrestrial, aquatic, aerial, fossorial, subterranean, carnivorous, etc., and are mostly concealed in habit. The order represents a heterogeneous assemblance of very minute size. Several membranes are the pests of crops, vegetables, timber, furniture, cloths, stored food grains and even the drugs, and thus they attribute great economic importance. Large number of chrysomelids are entomophagous predators and are successfully used in eradication of various pests. Several members of the order are specifically capable of producing the light and sound through stridulation, e.g., Scarabaeoidea. Hemiptera. Order Hemiptera is classified into two suborders, Heteroptera and Homoptera. 103. 6.3 Heteroptera. General characters. Head, mostly hypognathous, correct. Sclerites are fused, clypeus divided into anteclypus and postclypus. The mandibular plates and maxillary plates form a ventral gullet. Eyes, well developed but absent in ectoparasites, ocelli 2 in Heteroptera. Mouthparts, piercing and sucking type. Mandibles and maxillae are modified into bristle-like hollow, slender stylets. Labium is modified into long rostrum. Labrum is short and form base of rostrum. Palps are atrophied. Thorax, prothorax, large and free and with large pronotum. Meso and metathorax dissimilar. Mesonotum is subdivided into a number of sclerites, mostly 5. Scutellum in pentatomids extends posterior to cover wing bases and even abdominal region. Metanotum is variable, small, well developed except in cycadellidae. Wings. The forewings are modified into the hemelytra with proximal area sclerotized and distal small membranous area. Hind wings are membranous, folded beneath the hemelytra at rest. Hemelytra may be further divided into two parts, clavus or basal narrow area near scutellum and corium or terminal broad area. Legs. Well developed, hind legs longer, tarsi 2 to 3 segmented. CLAWS2. Legs are modified into saltatorial, fossorial, raptorial or natatorial legs. Abdomen. It is 11 segmented, but 10th and 11th segments are greatly reduced into annuli. In Heteropteran, 1st, 2nd as well as 10th and 11th segments are fused and indistinct. Sound-producing organs. Among Hemiptera, Cicadidae are well known for sound production. The sound-producing organs are situated on the first abdominal segment and are of complex type. Similar type of organs is present in the leaf hoppers also. Among Heteropteran, the sound-producing organs are of 5 main types. 104. 1. Postrenal furrow. Furrow is cross-striated and rubs with rogue's apex of rostrum. E.g. Phimatidae and Regibiidae. 2. Strygos ventral areas. Strygos areas are on 4th and 5th abdominal sterna. Hind tibia with wart-like tubercles bearing teeth. E.g. Cicada. 3. Pedal organs. Spinos area of clypeus strides with strygos area inside the forefemur. E.g. Scutellariinae, male Coraxidae. 4. Coxal stridulatory organs. 2 opposing structures rasp on coxa. E.g. Ranitra. 5. Dorsal stridulatory organs. Striated surface or file on the first abdominal segment and a comb of teeth on the undersurface of wings near the base. E.g. Tesserotoma. General characters of family Pentatomidae. This family includes stink bugs. 1. They are brightly colored, moderate-sized bugs mostly greenish, shield-like in shape. 2. Antennae 4 or 5 segmented, basally concealed by lateral margin of head. Scutellum, triangular, covering half of the abdomen, mesoscutellum. 3. Tarsi 2 or 3 segmented claws with pulvuli. 4. Hemelytra, well-developed and membrane with 5 to 12 veins. 5. Mostly phytophagous, while those of Aesopinae are predaceous on Lepidopteran larvae. E.g., pterodahystroids, Menidahystrio. General characters of family Pyrocoroidea. It includes 2 families, Pyrohochoridae and Largidae. The major difference is that the female with undivided 7th abdominal sternum in Pyrocoridae and divided one in Largidae. In India, Pyrocoridae is represented by red cotton bug, Dicercus cingulatus, while Largidae by Loida grandis, 5 cm lomig, or Ifida limbata pest on Hydnocarpus and Plumeria plants. 1. Red or black colored body or with brightly colored spots or stripes. 2. Eyes greatly developed. Ocelli absent. 3. Rostrum, slender, 4 segmented. Antennae 4 segmented. Hemelytra with 5 unbranched veins. 105. 4. Tarsi 3 segmented. Rotator cosae. Protarsi with pulvuli, e.g. Cotton stainer Dicercus cingulatus. Serious pest of cotton in India. General characters of family Corioidea. It includes about 5 families: Coridae, Elydidae, Rhopalidae, Stenocephalidae, and Hyocephalidae. Family Coridae is large and of economic importance. 1. They are dull-colored, brownish bugs. 2. Body, oval or elongate with narrow head. Antennae 4 segmented. 3. Clavus runs beyond scutellum. Hemelytra membrane with 5 long branched veins. 4. Legs, strong with claws and pulvuli. Legs are flattened. Leaf-like, hind tibia in male, tarsi 3 segmented. 5. Rostrum 4 segmented. They produce a pungent scent, e.g. Leptinotarsa acute varicornis, Anaplochnemis. General characters of Regiviidae. It consists of assassin bugs or cononose bugs. 1. They are blood-sucking predaceous insects, with long head, large eyes and ocelli, antennae geniculate, long. 2. Rostrum 3-segmented pointed. Hemelytra without cuneus. Antennal segments multiply up to 40. 3. Body color is brownish or black. 4. Forelegs bearing adhesive pads on tibi. Metathoracic scent glands absent. 5. Antennae rub against prosternal stridulatory groove, e.g. Triatom american, Rhodnius prolixus. General characters of Nepidae. This family includes water scorpions. 1. Antennae are 3-segmented. 2. Forelegs are raptorial, prehensile, hindlegs are notatory, with hairs fringe on tibia. Tarsi 1-segmented. 106. 3. Abdomen with apical respiratory tube consisting to elongate spine-like processes, each of which is grooved to form a half canal. 4. Ovipositor is pointed, toothed. 5. Life history lasts for 70 days with diapauses, e.g., water scorpion, Ranitra quadridentata. General characters of Belostomatidae. This family includes giant water bugs. 1. Body is brownish in color, oval, flattened, 11 centimeters or 190 millimeters. Long body. 2. Antennae are 4-segmented, lodged basally into grooves. 3. Forelegs are raptorial, prehensile. Middle and hindlegs are notatory, hair fringe on tibia. Air is stored beneath wings. 4. Forewings are sclerotized. 4. Forewings are sclerotized and membranous partly. 5. Abdomen with 2 retractile apical appendages forming a respiratory tube, associated with spiracle of 6th abdominal segment. 6. Feed on small fish, tadpoles, and insects. 7. Parental care occurs commonly. Eggs are laid on elytra of male and guarded by females, e.g. Lethoceras grandis, Zatha fluminium. 6.4 Homoptera. General characters. Head is deflexed in Homoptera. Sclerites are fused, clypeus divided into anteclypus and postclypus. The mandibular plates and maxillary plates form a ventral gullet. Eyes, well developed but absent in ectoparasites. Antennae, mostly 4 or 5-segmented, 10-segmented in Sternurentia, 25 in male coccids, are vestigial in some cases. Mouthparts, piercing and sucking type. Mandibles and maxillae are modified into bristle-like hollow, slender stylets. Labium is modified into long rostrum. Labrum is short and form base of rostrum. Flaps are atrophied. 107. Thorax, prothorax, large and free and with large pronotum. Meso and metathorax dissimilar. Mesonotum is subdivided into a number of sclerites, mostly 5. Scutellum in pentatomids extends posterior to cover wing bases and even abdominal region. Metanotum is variable, small, well developed except in cycadellity. Wings, the forewings are uniformly but slightly hard. Hindwings are membranous, both pairs may be reduced or absent. Females are apteris in coccoidea, aphidoidea while males may be elate or apteris. Legs, well developed, hindlegs longer, tarsi 1 to 3-segmented. Claws 2. Legs are modified into saltatorial, fossorial, raptorial or notatorial legs. Abdomen, it is 11-segmented but 10th and 11th segments are greatly reduced into annuli. Reduction of other segments vary in different families of Homoptera. General characters of family Membracidae. This family includes tree hoppers. 1. Head is modified. Pronotum is enlarged with a spine and prolonged backwards into a distinct elevated hood or horn lying over the abdomen. 2. Ocelli are 2. 3. Antennae are concealed beneath eyes. Wings are concealed by pronotum. Stridulatory organs are absent. 4. Tegmina is transparent and tegulae is absent. 5. Hindlegs are saltatorial. Tibia is with longitudinal ridge and spines on lateral margins, e.g., Tricentures bicolor, Tricentures congestus. General characters of family Fulgoridae. This family includes lanternflies. 1. Postclypus is greatly reduced. 2. Insects are brilliantly colored, large-sized insects. 3. Only lateral ocelli situated close to eyes. 108. 4. Wings are reticulate with large number of cross veins and supernumerary veins. 5. Antennae are 3-segmented, concealed beneath eyes. 6. Proboscis is peanut-like elongated, which was earlier considered as light-producing organ and named the lanternflies, e.g., Pyrops chenelli, Colitas asanguinalis. General characters of family Cicadidae. 1. These are long-lived insects 13 to 17 years. 2. Head with 3 ocelli. 3. Tegmina is transparent, tegulae absent. Wings are covered with ambient veins. 4. Forelets with enlarged femora empodia wanting. Hind legs are elongate, slender, not saltatorial. Males with distinct stridulatory or timbal organs at the base of abdomen and are concealed by opercula developed from metathoracic epimer. E.g., Cicada arni, Magicicada septendecim. General characters of family Aphididae. 1. They are minute pear-shaped body with a pair of compound eyes. 2. Mouth parts are well developed in both the sexes. 3. Antennae are 1 to 8 segmented. Penultimate and last segment with a rhinarium. 4. They are polymorphic, elate forms with 2 pairs of transparent membranous wings. 5. Legs are long, slender, tarsi 2 segmented with paired claws. 6. Only sexual female or oviparous, otherwise viviparous. 7. Some insects are gall makers and some are woolly aphids, e.g., Aphis gossipal, Areosoma, Lanigera. General characters of family Coccidae. 1. This family includes scale insects. 2. Females are apterous, degenerate larviform, scale-like gall-like insects with functional mouthparts. 3. Males are normal with one pair of wings but with vestigial mouthparts. 109. 4. Tarsi is one-segmented with a single claw.